There is a key method used in every construction job, from the buildings we live and work in, to the roads you drive on every day. Now imagine it fading away and everything that holds them together falling apart. You ask yourself, why would our buildings and roads fall apart? Well, the simple fact is that we're losing the people that are skilled laborers that put these everyday necessities together, such as the common welder. The problem at hand is that people consider a welder uneducated person who fuses two pieces of metal together, and that there's no money to be made in this dying career field. These accusations are far from the truth, since the growing demand of the welder and the new welding technology today. According to Zalkind in the Welding Society and the Welding Shortage Fact Sheet, the predictions of the average welders in the mid-50s approaching 60s. This study was conducted 11 years ago. Now the shortage has become a real problem. I will present some key issues, why we're having this shortage of welders, how can we obtain more skilled workers, and how can we prevent this from becoming a future problem in the future. To begin, the main reason that we are losing, or the main reason we're having a shortage of welders, is the big generation called baby boomers are retiring. The baby boomers make up half the skilled workers in the U.S. and account for the majority of 500,000 welders that are employed in the U.S. today. In the PDF, American Welding Society and American Welding Shortage Fact Sheet conducted in 2007 by Zalkind mentions that the shortage of welders will be over 200,000 by 2010. Now the shortage studies by AWS predicts by 2024 the welder shortage will be over 450,000. The way we are dealing with the shortage of welders is not working. I've personally been through a 2-year welding program at Blaine College for a welding technology associate's degree. The class I started out with had 80 plus students, but by the end of the program and it was time to graduate, I was the only one to walk across the stage. This problem, the problem doesn't lie in the programs themselves, but in the generations that come after the baby boomers. In the 2 years I was in the program, I noticed kids did not want to work with their hands. So there lies the reason we cannot keep up with the rising demand of the welders. Many people wonder why these generations after baby boomers do not want to work with their hands. Well, according to an interview conducted by Fox Business News in the Pulse of America by David Landon, Valmir Corp welding engineer manager says, I make over six figures as a welder. In my generation, the baby boomers tell their kids they have to have 4 years degrees to make this kind of money. Well, most of the generations are pursuing higher educations, what leaves them no interest in welding. Well, the other half, according to American Welding Society and the Welding Shortage Fact Sheet, states that 60% of manufacturers typically reject half of all applicants as unqualified because they lack the basic skills of welding. However, to solve the problem of getting more workers starts with learning the basics of welding. The AWS is trying to promote programs into high schools to get younger kids interested in welding. And there are even some companies offering 6-week training programs so they can meet the production standards. As well, in the PDF, American Welding Society and the Welding Shortage Fact Sheet states that some manufacturers are even using high-tech technology to get higher educated workforce more involved in the welding field, which creates an even more bigger demand. But first, we need to fill the demand of welders in the workforce before we can prevent the shortage from happening again. However, hopefully these new programs will take off so we can find a way to stop the shortage and finally find a way to meet our demands. In conclusion, We have a workforce that is starving for skilled trade workers, and we need to find a way to get a younger generation involved in these trades so we can meet the demands and production standards of the future. Thank you for your time.